Smoky, swaggy, jacked, and deluxe. We've got the best fast food bacon burger you'll ever sink your teeth into.
Where's the beef?
White Castle offers some of the cheapest burgers around, but even though you can score an entire haul of bacon cheese sliders for a fraction of the price compared to other chains, the quality isn't exactly up to snuff. Between the small portions, super squishy buns, and steamed grilled beef, everything in this burger blends into a tasteless mush. If you're lucky, the bacon might be crispy enough to give you some crunch.
That's what it's about, White Castle life, man.
The issue is the paper-thin, spongy, and flavorless patty, and we need more than miniature pieces of flabby bacon. If you're on the prowl for a bland, shrunken burger that's dirt cheap, then knock yourself out. But don't do it unless you're desperate. There are much better bacon burgers out there.
And that hit the spot. That was the best meal of my life.
Sonic's got a great concept, with your burgers and milkshakes roller skated out to your car. The chain also gets some cool points for their very nostalgic vibes, but what really matters here is quality and flavor. And sadly, the Supersonic Bacon Double Cheeseburger lacks both.
I'm a big bacon guy.
Bacon boy.
Yeah, a big bacon boy.
Yeah.
The Supersonic Bacon Double Cheeseburger comes with cheese, bacon, lettuce, mayo, and ketchup. But when it's that simple, it's gotta be good, and Sonic fails to deliver. The bacon's crispiness is inconsistent, and the beef is often dry and under-seasoned. The toppings seldom taste fresh, and the buns are usually stale. Here's hoping the quality of the food will one day catch up to Sonic's concept. But that day hasn't arrived yet. Did you know that A&W has been slinging root beer for more than 100 years? Some of the allure of eating at A&W involves scoring a tall glass of fresh root beer in a frosty mug. But we're here to talk about burgers. And even though company chairman Dale Mulder claims he invented putting bacon on a cheeseburger in 1963, at A&W, they might not be worth the trip. The Bacon Double Cheeseburger comes with American cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, and mayo. But none of them get the job done. We think it may have to do with the consistency of the tough beef, which renders the entire burger inedible. Along with buns that can be way too dry, the best thing you can do is skip the food and chug the root beer.
We're going to call that the minimum effort.
No respectable fast food burger analysis would be complete without McDonald's. But even though it has amassed nearly 40,000 restaurants worldwide, it isn't exactly the tastiest option.
You mind if I wash it down? That really hits the spot.
Even though the Quarter Pounder with Cheese Bacon Burger is marketed as featuring a 100% beef patty, the meat tastes like a strange, textureless mush. There aren't any charred bits or seared edges of beefy flavor. Plus, it's extremely salty. And when you factor in the smoked bacon, the saltiness shoots through the roof. This burger is a decent call, but only if you're willing to sacrifice quality for convenience. The Whopper. Perhaps one of the most well-known burgers in the entire fast food industry. Burger King's Whopper comes with a flame-grilled beef patty, tomatoes, lettuce, mayo, ketchup, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. And adding some cheese and bacon definitely cranks up the flavor. But what puts Burger King ahead of some of the others on this list is the beef. There's no doubt that flame grilling the patty imparts a smoky, slightly charred flavor profile, and the toppings also seem a little heartier than those of other fast food chains. The main issue here is consistency. While you might get a decent Whopper at one location, you may get a completely different version at another. When made well, a bacon Whopper can be tasty and satisfying. When it's haphazardly slapped together, the results are pretty disappointing. Checkers sets itself apart from most fast food restaurants by foregoing indoor dining and exclusively focusing on the drive-thru. Gloriously greasy and indulgent even by fast food standards, the classic Big Buford is the crown jewel of the menu, with 2 beef patties, 2 slices of cheese, lettuce, tomato, red onion, pickles, ketchup, mustard, and mayo on a toasted bun. There are often new spins on the Buford too, like the Smoky Barbecue Bacon Buford, which switches things up with Swiss cheese, smoked bacon, sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, and smoky mayo.
Bacon, cheese, bacon, cheese.
It's truly the condiments on the barbecue bacon Buford that push this burger ahead of the others. The sauce cuts through the richness of the beef, and the flavor of the creamy, smoky mayo pairs perfectly with the bacon. At the end of the day, a bacon Buford might not blow your mind, but it's still a tasty burger for the price. Most Whataburgers are open 24 hours, which gives them some bonus points right off the bat. But with fewer than 900 stores nationwide, the chain doesn't have a huge presence when compared to some of its competitors. Still, they have a devoted following and some decent offerings on the menu.
Bruh. Okay.
The bacon and cheese Whataburger comes with American cheese, 3 slices of bacon, tomato, lettuce, pickles, diced onions, and mustard. There's a bright mustard tang to this burger that works well with beef and bacon. 3 slices of bacon is a generous portion and should be the industry standard. Our biggest gripe here is that the diced onions tend to be on the chunky side, which feels a little overpowering. Not that anyone asked, but slicing the onions more thinly or reducing portions would do wonders for this burger. With a long-term emphasis on its use of fresh and never frozen beef, Wendy's has always been ahead of the game when it comes to overall quality and flavor. The difference made by fresh beef is noticeable, and the burger lineup at Wendy's tends to be much juicier and more flavorful than those from the competition.
Remember, Wendy, we make our hamburgers hot and juicy, and we'll always make them hot and juicy.
The Wendy's Junior Bacon Cheeseburger boasts American cheese, bacon, tomato, lettuce, and mayo. And despite having only 5 ingredients, the burger brings a lot of flavor. The bacon is crispy, the veggies offer some freshness, and the melted cheese, along with just the right amount of tangy mayo, helps hold it all together. This burger is tasty, easy to eat, and cheap. And while it might be on the smaller side, it's still a great value. There's no doubt that Jack in the Box offers an impressive menu. There are burgers, 2 different styles of French fries, breakfast croissant sandwiches, fried chicken, breakfast burritos, French toast sticks, several flavors of milkshakes, and even cheesecake. But since the chain operates in just 20 states, it may not be familiar to everyone. Allow us to enlighten you.
Bam!
The Double Jack comes with 2 beef patties, American cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, and mayo. A common move by diners is to add bacon, which gives the burger some extra crunch and a smoky flavor. But this really comes down to the bun and the ingredients. The bun is soft, yet stable enough to give the burger some integrity. The beef is juicy and flavorful, and the bacon is crispy. All in all, Jack in the Box puts together a pretty good burger.
Welcome to Johnny Rockets. How you doing, guys?
With an old-fashioned aesthetic, Johnny Rockets is another fast food chain that cashes in on those nostalgic vibes. And with about 13 different burgers to choose from, there's no shortage of options on the menu. The double bacon cheddar burger comes with 2 grilled beef patties, 2 slices of melted cheddar, applewood smoked bacon, lettuce, tomato, onions, and special sauce. And happily, this burger is a joy to eat. The beef has a rich flavor. The special sauce has a familiar tanginess. The bacon is standard, and the veggie toppings are usually fresh and crispy. That said, quality can be inconsistent between locations, and it can be pricey for a quick service joint. The double bacon cheddar burger may be delicious, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like a great value. Nearly 90 years old, Steak and Shake seems to go by the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And thus, the menu still offers burgers and shakes. Aside from 16 flavors of milkshakes, a big part of the chain's appeal involves fresh cuts of ground round, sirloin, and T-bone in its patties. That puts them light years ahead of other fast food restaurants. They also cook up their burgers smash style, pressing the beef down on the grill to maximize the exterior crust. Yeah, they were doing it before it was cool.
There's a love that marinades in your mouth.
One of the best offerings is the Western Barbecue and Bacon Steak Burger. This powerhouse comes with 2 patties, bacon, American cheese, crispy onions, and barbecue sauce. The subtle sweetness of the barbecue perfectly complements the richness of the bacon. The American cheese is melted and creamy, and the crispy onions provide extra texture and flavor. As far as fast food goes, this is one of the most solid bacon burgers in the biz. And washing it all down with a milkshake is pretty close to heaven. Now we're moving into seriously delicious territory, and part of the genius of Five Guys is their very simple menu. With just a few items to choose from, fans can customize their orders, adding everything from sauces to grilled onions or jalapenos. Rather than offering a set menu, Five Guys provides a basic blueprint, and then invites customers to make their burgers their own.
How do they make that burger so good?
Because the bacon cheeseburger at this chain doesn't automatically come with anything, we'll comment on the quality of the meat itself and the bun. Five Guys cooks their burgers somewhat smashed style, and the bacon is smoky, with just the right amount of crispiness. All things considered, Five Guys gets the job done with deliciously fresh burgers that are cooked to order. With just over 200 restaurants, Smashburger is one of the smaller chains on this list, but what it lacks in brick and mortar, it more than makes up for with flavor. There are 8 different varieties of black bean burgers for health-conscious clientele, and the burger menu is well curated, offering winners like the pulled pork tailgater, the spicy Colorado, the truffle mushroom Swiss, and the bacon smash burger.
You will taste this burger in every bite.
The double bacon smash burger comes with certified Angus beef, American cheese, applewood smoked bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayo on a toasted bun. And the beef patty is also lightly seasoned. It's got those smashed, crispy edges and packs a rich, juicy, balanced texture. It is, no doubt, a Smashburger success. BurgerFi focuses on chef-crafted burgers with specialty ingredients, shakes, fries, onion rings, hot dogs, and fried chicken sandwiches. But the Swag Burger is truly the star of the menu, with a Wagyu and brisket patty, charred jalapenos, candied ghost pepper bacon, sweet tomato relish, pepper jack cheese, and hot steak sauce.
It is right up there with Shake Shack.
There's so much culinary finesse going on that it's hard to know where to start, but the sweet tomato relish is deliciously rich and fruity. The candied ghost pepper bacon is sweet and fiery, and the Wagyu and brisket blend is luxurious. Charred jalapenos offer an earthy, spicy note to contrast the creamy pepper jack cheese. When it comes to burger chains, BurgerFi is at the top of the game. Culver's serves up burgers that are made to order, seared on the grill, and topped with a lightly buttered bun. The Bacon Deluxe features 2 strips of crispy bacon, Wisconsin cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, red onions, and mayo. And this burger, along with everything else at Culver's, is executed to perfection.
Want to come home with me?
The bun is toasted just right, the patty packs a juicy flavor, and the bacon is crispy, and all of the veggies taste nice and fresh. It's obvious from the first bite that Culver's really cares about quality. While the Bacon Deluxe isn't breaking new ground, it's still a flawless take on a classic. It's been a long, meaty road, but we've finally reached number 1. And proudly perched at the top of our list is Shake Shack's SmokeShack Cheeseburger.
There's something about the combination of the bun and the burger.
The SmokeShack features melted cheese, applewood smoked bacon, chopped cherry peppers, and shack sauce. The beef is perfectly juicy and crispy, with just the right amount of char. Along with the buttery, toasted bun, the cherry peppers cut through the richness of the patty, and that zesty shack sauce brings it all together. Every bite is righteously bursting with flavor. Shake Shack, we tip our hats to you.